Yeah. Hi, hello, namaskara. Myself Mahesh Prasad from Department of Physics. As you know, well, today we'll discuss one of the most interesting topic, that is a projectile. Before we get into this, as you know, we have discussed so many concepts under this particular concept, that is a vector, and under vector we have seen a dot product of two vector as well as a cross product of two vectors, and we have seen vector addition, vector subtraction. So these are the basic concepts we have discussed, right? So before we get into this projectile motion, I'll ask one question. Imagine you are in an aeroplane, okay? So that is the army aeroplane, that is the Indian aeroplane. For example, if you are in aeroplane and if you are moving somewhat like this, and if you drop the bomb, imagine you are dropping a bomb right now. So how would be the motion of the bomb when you drop at a certain height? Do you think it will move in a straight line, or it will take in a parabola, or it will take some angle? So obviously that particular concept we are going to deal today, that is nothing but a projectile motion, in the sense when the body is thrown in a space, when the body is thrown in the space and that particular body is experience acceleration due to gravity or under the effect of gravity, then we can have that particular motion or that particular trajectory is called as projectile. What do you mean by projectile? If the body is thrown in a space, that particular body is moves under the effect of gravity, then we can say that is a projectile motion. Also, we can define in another way, like for example, imagine I have one stone over here, and if I throw in such a way that if I throw somewhat like this, so what happens? There is an angle is comes into a picture. For example, if this is a trajectory and this is a horizontal component, and this would be the velocity is going to take place when I throw a stone at a particular point over here. Obviously, there is an angle is comes into a picture, and this angle which is taken with respect to which component? So this could be the horizontal component, right? Normally horizontal means in somewhat like this, and vertical means this is a vertical line and this is a horizontal line. So similarly, when you throw any body or any object, if it makes an angle theta over here, and this component becomes what? The cos function, right? As you know, which we have discussed in the previous class, that is resolution of the vector, how we can resolve into two components, that is along x axis, along y axis. So that particular concept we need right now, okay? So the one more thing we supposed to remember whenever we discussing about a projectile motion of the particular motion. Obviously, whenever we speak about a projectile motion, the particle should have some velocity, right? That particular velocity is a combined effect of these two. These two in the sense, if the particle is moved uniformly along the horizontal component, then which would be not changed. Means whenever a particle, if I throw a particle in a projectile motion and a particle of a vertical component, the velocity of the vertical component, it is not going to vary. Okay? So similarly, whenever a particle thrown in a projectile and its vertical component is going to vary with respect to acceleration due to gravity. Why? Because whenever a body thrown in, for example, if I have, for example, if I throw a chalk somewhat like this, don't you think this particular chalk can experience it is moving with the acceleration due to gravity, right? And if I move somewhat like this, do you think this particular, though it is having the same acceleration due to gravity along the horizontal direction, but the thing is, whenever we speak about a vertical component that can experience under the effect of gravity, that's the main concept we are supposed to deal today. Okay, and your job is to get one. And I told, whenever we speak about trajectory, what could be the path we can have when you drop the bomb from certain height, we'll prove that it will take a parabola. Why? You will get to know with the mathematical calculation will prove that whenever we have a projectile motion that can take parabola, the trajectory will take parabola. How we will discuss? Okay. Let us take, as you know, this is the y-axis and this could be the x-axis, right? And this is the y-axis and this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis over here, right? So now, let us assume the body right now is there at the location O over here, and this is the x-axis and this could be the y-axis. Now, if the body is thrown somewhat like this, the body is thrown somewhat like this, which makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal component. Correct? No? So now, if I take one tangent with respect to this, let us say it is a velocity, it is having the initial velocity. When the body is thrown, we need some initial velocity, right? For example, imagine there is a ball over here. When I want to throw this particular ball a certain distance, I throw somewhat like this, right? So at the time of throwing, it is having some initial velocity, right? So that is what we are supposed to be. As you know, u which deals with what? U is the initial velocity that we are discussing motion in a straight line, correct? So now u is the initial velocity and which makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal component. So you know, when we have a theta with respect to the horizontal component, this component becomes what? This component becomes what? See, this component becomes u cos theta. Now this, correct? And what could be the other component we have? That is a u sin theta. U sin theta. Now let us take one point P over here. Let us point P, which is the point P somewhere here. This is the point P, let us say X and Y. And this could be the maximum height we can attain over here. This could be the maximum height. That we'll discuss later. For a time being, we'll discuss this. Now, when I throw a ball with some initial velocity, u over here, what could be the vertical component velocity we have? The vertical component velocity, we have u sin theta, and the horizontal component velocity we have, u cos theta. Now, if I want to find what would be the horizontal distance covered in a time t seconds, horizontal, if I say the horizontal distance traveled in the time t. You know what is the basic relation we have, that is velocity with respect to time over here. That is nothing but a simple v which is equal to u plus at. Correct? Now there is one more concept we have, or else in a general way we have what is that displacement. Let us say displacement x which is equal to, or we have velocity which is equal to the displacement by time over here. Correct? No? Basic relation we have. Correct? Now you use the same concept over here. What is the horizontal component velocity we have? What is the horizontal component velocity we have? That is u cos theta. So replace v as u over there. Then along x direction, what I can have here is that the horizontal component travel, that is x, which is equal to u cos theta into t I can have, right? So with respect to t, what I can have over here? So with respect to time, what is the time taken? What is the time taken to move along the horizontal component? That is x divided by u cos theta. This is one thing we can have. Similarly, what we can have? What is the vertical distance travelled by a body in a time t? If I say the vertical vertical component, the vertical distance, traveled, the vertical distance traveled in a time t. What could be the vertical distance we can have over here? The vertical distance, don't you think whenever you throw a ball, it can experience acceleration due to gravity, which means you are moving the ball opposite to the direction of acceleration, right? So that's why by taking help of the equation, we can have S which is equal to what would be the horizontal distance. What would be the vertical distance we have? By taking help of S which is equal to ut plus half at square. Hope you remember this particular relation over here. So now, if I say the vertical distance, what is the vertical distance we have? That is a y over here. So y which is equal to u. U can be replaced by what? What is the vertical distance we have? The vertical velocity, what is the vertical velocity we have? Vertical component velocity, that is the u sin theta. That is the u sin theta into t, and here plus half into this a can be replaced by what? Don't you think right now you are moving opposite to the direction of acceleration due to gravity? So that's why this becomes minus g into t square over here. So let us take this as the equation. This as the equation 1 over here. So substitute t as x by u cos theta. So if I replace that is equal to u sin theta into x by cos theta minus that is half into g of x square divided by cos square theta, right? So these are the basic concept. So as you know, sin theta divided by cos theta, which is equal to what? Tan theta, which is equal to the sin theta divided by cos theta, right? So here we have this is a u, and here also u square. So what I can have? That is a u will get cancelled. Sin by cos gives a tan theta. So y is equal to, we have tan theta into x minus, here we have g x square divided by the 2u square cos square theta. Now if I club this, what I can have? This looks like y which is equal to ax minus bx square, where a which is equal to tan theta, where a which deals with what? Tan theta, right? So now, whereas b which deals with the g divided by 2u square cos square theta, where a and b are constant, right? So if it is so, this y which is equal to ax minus bx square, which represent which relation? The equation of a parabola. So that's why the trajectory of a projectile is, trajectory means what? Path covered by a projectile. So the trajectory of a projectile is parabola. So this indicates what? By mathematically it is proved that the path traveled by a trajectory is parabola. Okay, so this is how exactly we can find the relation of a basic relation, that whenever we have projectile motion, obviously it takes which path over here? It takes a parabola. Okay, yeah. Well, dear students, we'll discuss one of the next major part of this particular chapter, that is to derive the maximum height reached by the particular body. In the sense, imagine you take the same ball which you have taken previously, and when I throw somewhat like this, what happens? There will be some height with respect to, this is the height with respect to the ground, right? So similarly, now your job is to find what could be the maximum height can attained by a particular body if it thrown in such a way that if it makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal, right? So now your job is to take two axes, that is in a plane, that is nothing but x-axis as well as the y-axis. When you throw with the initial velocity, when you throw some initial velocity somewhat like this, So obviously at the time of throwing any object, it should have some initial velocity, right? So initial velocity in the sense, this is the initial velocity u we can have. So at the time of throwing, which makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal, so obviously it makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal. So now this velocity can be resolved by two components. As you know, whenever a theta is attached with the actual velocity, the component can be taken as u cos theta. The cos function is going to come along with respect to the theta. So this becomes what? Along x-axis, the velocity of the object is u cos theta. What about your vertical component we have? The vertical component we can have u sin theta. U sin theta along vertical direction. Are you getting why this comes in the picture? Because here we have u, there is the initial velocity, in sin theta in the sense what? It is the opposite divided by hypotenuse, right? So that's why u sin theta comes over here. Okay? This is how exactly it is supposed to split a component or a resolution of the vectors. So u vector is equal to, it can be resolved into two components, right? So now your job is to find what could be the maximum height can attain by a particular object, which means this could be the maximum height, correct? Now your job is to find what could be the height if the object is thrown with the angle with respect to horizontal. Now we'll try to achieve this particular relation over here. So you take help of the relation which we discussed in the motion in a straight line, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. You know that if I take v square is equal to u square plus 2as, so what would be the initial velocity? Since your body is moving upward direction, which component is affected by gravity? Only the vertical component is affected by gravity. Then, do you think the horizontal component will be affected by gravity? No. So, since horizontal component is a constant, what is varying over here? What is varying over here? That is the vertical component. Now, your job is to take, at the time of reaching over here, what will be the final velocity I can have? The final velocity at the peak position of the parabola or a projectile can be taken as 0. Okay? So this is 0, which is equal to what would be the initial component along horizontal direction? That is a u square. Along vertical direction, that is a u square into sin square theta plus. So 2, do you think acceleration due to gravity comes into the picture over here? Whether your ball is moving opposite to the direction of gravity or along the direction. Gravitational pull is downward, so if the gravitational pull is downward means plus g we suppose to. Now you are throwing the ball in upward direction, right? So if the ball is thrown in upward direction, what we can have over here? There is a minus g comes into the picture. So that's why minus g into what would be the height can be taken, that is h over here, right? So altogether this becomes minus, can I write this is nothing but 2gh, which is equal to u square sin square theta, or h which is equal to u square sin square theta divided by 2g. So this is what exactly we can find over here. And similarly we can find the time of flight. We can find the time of flight. So how to get the time of flight now? Time of flight is nothing but it is the total time taken by the object to cover a certain distance. What would be the total distance? What would be the total time taken by a projectile to reach a maximum height? For a time being, we will split into two time taken over here. So initially the time taken by object, the total time taken by a projectile to reach what's the total time taken to projectile to reach the maximum height, to reach maximum height. What would be the maximum height over here? Let us say T1. So T1 is the time taken by the projectile to reach maximum height. So if it is so, what would be the final velocity we have? That is 0 over here. What would be which component is varying with respect to time, due to the acceleration due to gravity? So since u sin theta is varying, which is nothing but vertical component is varying with respect to the effect of gravity. So your job is to take, let us say our general equation, that is v is equal to u plus at. Let us say at. Now do you think final velocity at this particular point, what would be the final velocity we have? The final velocity we can have, that is 0, which is equal to which component is supposed to take? That is nothing but vertical component, that is u sin theta, whether your object is moving upward or downward direction only. Obviously the ball which is moving in upward direction, which is nothing but opposite to the direction of gravity. So since it is minus g into t1 over here, with respect to t1, what we can write over here? So with respect to t1, so it can be taken as, that is nothing but the u sin theta divided by g we can take over here, right? So this is the t1 over here. And one more thing we are supposed to remember, and this is the time of ascent over here. And we know time of ascent which is equal to time of descent. So what is the total time? The time of in a projectile, time of ascent, which is equal to the time of descent. So the total time which is equal to t1 plus t2. Since t1 which is equal to t2, since t1 which is equal to t2, it can be taken as a 2t1, right? So the total time which is equal to, we have a t which is equal to what we have? That's a 2 into what is the t1 we got? That is u sin theta. That is a u sin theta divided by g, and this is a relation for the time of flight. Now what would be the maximum range we can have? The maximum range which is represented by r, the maximum range in the sense the maximum distance from initial to final point. So since we have velocity in terms of cosine function, what is the basic formula? What is the basic relation we have? It is x which is equal to v into t. So with respect to x, what I can have? V into t, where v is the velocity. Since what kind of component we have along the horizontal? That is v u cos theta into t. So we have r which is equal to, it is the product of horizontal component. It is the product of horizontal component of velocity into the time taken, or a time of flight, so which is nothing but r which is equal to u cos theta into t over here. So now what is the t value we have over here? The t value is nothing but r which is equal to u cos theta into 2u sin theta divided by g over here. Now you have to remember the one more formula in trigonometry, that is 2 sin theta cos theta, which is equal to sin 2 theta. This formula also you have to remember in the trigonometric relation. So So now here we have 2 sin theta cos theta. It can be taken as that is r which is equal to u square sin 2 theta divided by g, and this is how exactly we can find the 3 different forms. That is initially we have got the range, initially we have got the height, this is the height, and we have got the time of flight, which is nothing but the total time taken by a projectile motion to cover its distance. And range, it deals with what? It is a maximum horizontal distance we can have over here, that is the horizontal distance into the time of flight gives what? The range over here. So these are the basic relation. We have got 3 different forms, that is h, then t, then r. So this is what exactly we can have under today's class. Thank you very much.